Okay, let's take a look at this. How to trade news events and when to turn liquidity grab 1 or 2 strategy on or off. When do we do it? When's the best time to do it? When's the best time for it to automatically get you in on the entry, the stop, and the targets? The first thing you want to do before you start trading any given trading day is you want to go to forexfactory.com. This is what we educate traders to do. Go to forexfactory.com. So when I was in here at 7:45 this morning, I said we got CPI today, we got PPI tomorrow, we got retail sales on Friday. How do we know this? What you want to do, Forex Factory is a free service we've used for years and years and years. You go over to this little funnel on forexfactory.com, click it. Under the currencies, uncheck everything except against the USD. And then you want to check Red Impact, the Red Impact briefcase. Apply filter. Once you apply that, you can do this on Sunday nights too and get the whole calendar for the whole week. I'll show you how to do that if you wanted to. But today specifically, it said we had core CPI that came out at 8:30 this morning. We do not want to turn on the strategy, LG1, that takes all liquidity grabs after such as a failure trade against trend. And we don't want to take LG2, which is with our dual trend filter or our zone trend. We don't want to take that. You want to wait. A lot of traders wait 5 minutes before news, turn it off, and they turn it back on 5 minutes after news. I like 3 minutes before news, turn it off, 3 minutes after news, start stalking trades, turning the strategies on. That's what I prefer. It's up to you how you want to do it. The rule of thumb is do not run the shorter Renko charts. We use the 1/120 Renko in the live room on the S&P, and it has a small stop. I use a 16 tick stop in the room on the S&P that I show traders. The maximum stop you would need would be the size of the Renko, which would be a 20 tick stop on it. So that being said, when you enter that in the strategies, when do you turn the strategy on and off? Well, you don't want to turn it on right before news, 3 minutes before news or 3 minutes after news. That's a time that you don't want to turn any of these strategies on. NinjaTrader cannot keep up with the stops. It will shut down on you. So when you look at these news events like tomorrow, core CPI at 8:30, and then we have retail sales at 8:30. So 8:27, shut it off. 8:33, turn it back on and get ready for some trades. When do I turn it back on and off then, right? So you can do the calendar for the week. You print this out on Sunday night. Those are the biggest impact numbers right there, okay, against the USD. You don't want to strategy trade with news. Why? The strategy won't keep up with the stops, or it won't adjust your targets correctly, and it'll shut down on you. So rule of thumb, 5 minutes before news, 5 minutes after red impact news, don't trade the strategy. 5 minutes after, 5 minutes before, you can turn it on when a setup comes up. So when do we turn a setup on? Let's look at today's setups with news on a blank chart. Let's check this out. Where did we have opportunity? And here's our opportunity today. So let's look at a blank chart with my zones. The zones are key. Remember, these zones I've tested for the past 30 years being the best zones to reverse price. So when they don't reverse price and they break out a price out of this outer zone, then we have a possible trend change in our hands, and I'll show you how we trade it with our LG1, LG2. So the LG2 strategy is very simple. If my zone is red that we tested for the past 30 years as being the best zone to reverse price in all these markets, if it's red, we're only looking to short. If it's green, we're only looking to buy. Very simple. So 8:30 comes out right here. 8:30 comes out, news breaks. The no trade zone is from 8:30 to 8:33. No trade zone. Right there, no trade zone. 8:33, no trade zone. Why? You don't want the strategy getting you in on. We could possibly have an LG2 sell, guys. LG2 possible sell on the S&P, lining up, red, heads up on that. So what we want to do is we want to we want to look for trades right after. One second. All right, targets filled, guys. Targets filled on the LG2 that I just told you about. Targets are filled. Targets are filled there, guys. So hold on one second. Target filled. There we go. All right, so targets are filled on this LG2 right here that just happened. This is the LG2 strategy got filled right there. Targets off. I've been doing 5-tick first targets with this news event and see if the runner can run. So that just hit here a second ago. So when do you turn the strategy on and off? The news event, you saw that was at 8:30 this morning, right? So we saw this at 8:30. This is very simple. 8:30 Wednesday, 8:30. 1 second, guys. There we go. Sorry, I'm running my other Ninja here. Is it 8:30? 1 second. All right, so 8:30 we had news. We had news coming out right here. 8:30 Wednesday the 12th. Where do we stock trades? How do we turn a liquidity grab trader? Just like this that I said live on the video. Look for liquidity grab 1. The strategy picked it up, and it just nailed this trade right here, right there on the first liquidity grab with zone trend. So here's our next trade we just had up with zone trend. This is LG2. I just told you guys live when we're doing this video is coming up. Got filled, targets hit. Strategy does everything for you guys. It takes the emotion out of trading. Here's your LG2. All right, so let's go back here. Let's look at today's trading then. So 8:30, you do not want to trade the strategy for the first 3 minutes after news. Some traders wait till 5 minutes. That's fine. I like to stock trades after 3 minutes. So this is a no trade zone. Why? Ninja Trader's not going to be able to keep up with your stops, guys. You could shut your system down. No trade zone. We don't want to trade that. When do we want to turn the strategy on? If our zone is red, we want to look to short V tops. If our zone is green, we want to buy V bottoms with our strategy. It's a simple click of a mouse. So when this V top came in, there's our no trade zone. 8:33 start stocking trades. There's our first V top that comes in. You can turn on your strategy. Your strategy will automatically get you in the first liquidity grab that comes in. Your fill would have been right there at 60.33. It got as low as 60.24. It dropped 9 S&P points. Market moves back up, moves back up, moves back up. We had another V top here. No liquidity grab came in, no trade. Even when you turned your strategy on, no trade occurred, so you turn it back off when it turns back green. You wait. Get another V top. See the big red bar down. Turn liquidity grab trader on. It got you short right there, the low of that candle at 633, and it got as low as 620 3/4. It fell almost 12 S&P points. So you had a big trade here, big possible trade there with liquidity grab trader taking the emotion out, getting you in the entry and the stop and the targets. Next one. Market counter trend trades itself back up. Counters come in. Counters green, 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 green. We're red, red. So what do we want to do? We want to look for a V top. V top comes in. I talked about this live in the trading room, looking for the first liquidity grab, just like this last one that hit our targets while we're doing this video. First liquidity grab comes in here. The fill is a low of this candle, 60.28. Got as low as almost 24, 4.25 S&P points. Potential. Runners taken out. There you go. So those are all LG2 strategy. You turn on the strategy, got you in here, got you in there, none fired there. It was 3 for 3 this morning after news going into the New York Open. New York opens up. Then we start violating the outer edge right here by more than a couple candles. If you start violating a couple of candles, you can turn on the LG1. LG1 is against zone trend. I told traders there was no supply above us according to market profile. And it was like over I'll show you in a second, but it was a huge possible run. I said there's no supply above us. So LG1 and an LG2 entry could be a nice little push up to the 68.72 area, you know, based upon that. So this is where you want to turn LG1 on off of a blank chart, and then it got the first liquidity grab there. It got you long at 37.75, the strategy automatically, and it got as high as 56, right? 18 S&P point potential. So that is where you want to use LG1 against zone trend. Those that just want to stay with trend, do the LG2. Now, we come over here while we're doing this video. We turned red, red. Very simple. I said, look for an LG2 short. You can hear my other Ninja trader in the background catching this first liquidity grab short. Right there, the fill was 38, got as low as 34.25. Target's hit, runner got stopped out. So now the strategy's back off, right? Because the runner got stopped out. What's our next trade? What's our next trade? Very simply, our next trade will be what? Our next trade will be looking for a V-top, red. Red zone, we're looking for a V-top. Looking for a V-top, red zone, okay? It's as simple as clicking it on, guys. When you click this on, it's that fast. Click on, click off. It's a matter of clicking on and clicking the strategy off when a V-top or V-bottom comes in. Now, I suggest leaving it off so you don't get counter moves like this against trend. Leave it off until you get that V-bottom that sets in, then you turn it on. So what we'll do is we'll wait for the next V-top to come in. Now, if we break out of 60.48, this is the line in the sand in the market. This is the line in the sand. So if you look, if you just take the trades with overall trend direction, you're one after the V-top, hit your targets. V-top, hit your targets. V-top, hit your targets. This one never pulled in. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4 trades in a row with LG2 trend. If you use a strategy to fire in only after the V-top occurs. If you want to get the LG1 strategy, it got this move, the first liquidity grab after closing a couple candles outside the zone. The reason this was a good one, I was telling traders, we have a possible large run because the market gapped down with the CPI numbers. That means they took all the sell stops out. There's no supply. I was educating traders in the room. No supply. I said, look for a big run. There's no supply above us. I was correct in my analysis, and it went straight up before this move even happened. We're looking for that big move. Sure enough, we got it. So now what do we look for? We're still red, red. Now we're outside of it. Now what we'll do is we will not look for any V-top now. You will now not look for a V-top. V-tops are over. We're going to wait for a green, green. And we're going to look for a what? We're looking for green, green to come in. Here it is. I'm sorry, on this chart. Green, green's coming in. Now you're going to look for what? A V-bottom buy. So when would you turn liquidity grab trader on? You can see it posting green over here. Here's my green. We'll want the market to do a retracement, stay above my outer zone, because that was back tested for 30 years, so reverse price. It's got to stay above here. That's a line in the sand right now. 60.3750 is my line in the sand. As soon as I get the first retracement, I'm looking for I'll look for a V-top, or V-bottom, sorry, to form like this. You'll see a V-bottom. You get a big green candle that closes. Then we'll look for the first liquidity grab buy that happens right afterwards. Turn the strategy will be turned on here. You'll get us long, our stop to be placed, and our targets will try to hit. Now, if you wanted an LG1 strategy, what I say to LG1, where would it get filled at on this blank chart, just so we can educate you where these are getting filled at. Where would it get filled at? Right here. LG1 strategy would be there. LG2 is always with trend. LG1's always against breaking out of zone trend, trying to get that move up. Most traders just trade the LG2 because it's with trend. Right now, it's green, green. I know my line in the sand. That's what's beautiful about this sophisticated algorithm. This algorithm does all the work for us. It tells us exactly when the market is trend changing, exactly when it's trending. Because the algorithms leave their footprint. They leave their footprint for us. We're not trying to outguess the market. We're not trying to be smarter than the market. All we're doing is riding the coattails of the smart money. If the smart money's bringing this market down, we're shorting. If the smart money's bringing the market up, we're buying. We're turning these strategies on to manage our position and take the emotion out of the trade when it's conducive to a winning possible trade based upon trend. If we're red, we're looking for V-tops, turn it on, hit it. V-top, red, red, liquidity grab, nailed it, nailed it, nailed it. Right? It's been 4 trades in a row that's worked this morning. 4 trades. A 16-tick stop has not been violated on all 4 of these trades. We're 4 for 4 today on the LG2. So now, what do we look for now? You had a chance at LG1 here, and you had a chance at LG1 here if you want an LG1, and it was still, that would have been 50 all the way up to 55 for 5 points. This one was 37.25 all the way up to 56, and that's with just LG1. We have 2 strategies, right? We have a strategy against the zone trend when it's first breaking outside of it to turn it on. And then we educate traders. If you're new to the trading system and 2, you're developing your ticks, getting the ticks that you're looking for, just go with LG2 with trend. And that's this. We're green right now, right? So we're looking for LG2 to get a retracement. Just like this, I was doing this live with this video live. I said we're red. As soon as it's formed, got that liquidity grab short, got us filled at 38, got as low as 34.25. Now we're looking for a retracement and continuation. Okay, Gerald, that is it. Turn it off. So I want to show you a blank chart when you turn the liquidity grab trader on and off with news and when to not trade it. Don't trade it 3 to 5 minutes before news, 3 to 5 minutes after news, and then go to work. And if you do, the accuracy is based upon our trend filter. Turning it on, letting it get your entry, stop, and exit without the emotion of the trade.